everyone. Today we're going over day 5 of our book, Chrysanthemum, and this is our last day of the book. So what we're going to do is we're going to reread the book, and then we're going to go over vocabulary words, and then we have a fun little thing I want you to work on today, okay? Now remember, our theme for this week is to be yourself. Alright, that's the theme for this week. And our essential question is, how does Chrysanthemum's feelings about her name change throughout the story, okay? Alright, so here's our book, Chrysanthemum. And our vocabulary words for this week is, our first word is appreciated. Appreciate means to understand and accept something's worth. The next word is giggle. Giggle means to laugh. Our next word is wilted. Wilted means to go limp or fall. And then we have the word dreadful, which means terrible. And then our next word is beamed. Beamed means to shine brightly, all right? Okay, so let's reread our text real quick, and then we're going to go over what I want you to do there. Chrysanthemum by Kevin Hinckus. And one similarity with all his books is he has mice as the main character. I don't know if you've noticed that yet. The day she was born was the happiest day of her parents' life. She's perfect. Quick. She's perfect, said her mother. Absolutely, said her father. And she was. She was absolutely perfect. Boom, quick. Her name must be everything she is, said her mother. Her name must be absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum. And it was Chrysanthemum. Her parents named her Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum grew and grew and grew. And then when she was old enough to appreciate it, Chrysanthemum loved her name. She loved the way it sounded when her mother woke her up. And she loved the way it sounded when her father called her for dinner. She loved the way it sounded when she whispered it to herself in the bathroom mirror. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum loved the way her name looked when it was written with ink on an envelope. She loved the way it looked when it was written with icing on her birthday cake. And she loved the way it looked when she wrote it to herself with a fat orange crayon. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum thought her name was absolutely perfect. And then she started school. On the first day, Chrysanthemum wore her sunniest dress and her brightest smile. She ran all the way. Hooray, said Chrysanthemum. School! But when Mrs. Chudd took roll call, everyone giggled upon hearing Chrysanthemum's name. I haven't read this part yet, but here's all the names. We have Miss Chudd, Dawn, Eve, Louise, Al, Les, Kay, Max, Sue, Bill, Pat, Tom, Sam, Ken, Joe, Rita, Victoria, Chrysanthemum. So all their names only have one syllable. It's so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on a name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. You're named after a flower. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The rest of the day was not much better. During that time, Victoria raised her hand and informed Mrs. Chudd that Chrysanthemum's name was spelled with 13 letters. That's exactly half as many as the alphabet, Victoria exclaimed. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Mrs. Chudd. Now put your head down. If I had a name like yours, I'd change it, Victoria said, as the students lined up to go home. I wish I could, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Welcome home, said her mother. Welcome home, said her father. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. My name is too long and it scarcely fits on a name tag, and I'm named after a flower. Oh, pish, said her mother. Your name is absolutely perfect, and precious, and priceless, and fascinating, and winsome, said her father. It's everything you are, said her mother. Absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt much better after her favorite dinner, macaroni and cheese with ketchup, and an evening filled with hugs and kisses and paracheesy. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that her name was Jane, and it was an extremely pleasant dream. The next morning, Chrysanthemum wore her most comfortable jumper. She walked to school as slowly as she could. She dragged her feet in the dirt. Chrysanthemum, 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 she wrote. She even looks like a flower, said Victoria, as Chrysanthemum entered the playground. Let's pick her, said Rita, pointing. Let's smell her, said Joe. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and said, A chrysanthemum is a flower. It lives in a garden with worms and other dirty things. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Miss Chudd. Now put your head down. I just cannot believe your name, Victoria said as the students lined up to go home. Neither can I, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Welcome home, said her mother. Welcome home, said her father. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. They said I even looked like a flower. They pretended to pick me and smell me. Oh, pish, said her mother. They are just jealous, and envious, and begrudging, and discontented, and jaundiced, said her father. Who wouldn't be jealous of a name like yours, said her mother. After all, it's absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt a trifle bit better after her favorite dessert, chocolate cake with buttercream frosting, and another evening filled with hugs and kisses and paracheesy. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that she really was a chrysanthemum. She sprouted leaves and petals. Victoria picked and plucked the leaves and petals one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. It was the worst nightmare of Chrysanthemum's life. Chrysanthemum wore her outfit with 7 pockets the next morning. She loaded the pockets with her most prized possessions and her good luck charms. Chrysanthemum took the longest route possible to school. She stopped and stared at each and every flower. Chrysanthemum, 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 flowers seemed to say. Wait. On page. There we go. That morning, the students were introduced to Miss Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice sounded like something out of a dream, as was everything else about her. The students were speechless. They thought Miss Twinkle was an indescribable wonder. They went out of their way to make a nice impression. Miss Twinkle led the students in scales. Then she assigned roles for the class musical. Victoria was chosen as the dainty fairy queen. Rita was chosen as the spiffy butterfly princess. Joe was chosen as the all-important pixie messenger, and Chrysanthemum was chosen as a daisy. Good. Chrysanthemum's a daisy, chrysanthemum's a daisy, Joe, Rita, and Victoria chanted, thinking it was wildly funny. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. What's so humorous? Asked Miss Twinkle. Chrysanthemum, was the answer. Her name's so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on a name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. She's named after a flower. My name is long, said Miss Twinkle. It is, said Joe. My name would scarcely fit on a name tag, said Miss Twinkle. It would, said Rita, pointing. And, said Miss Twinkle, I'm named after a flower, too. You are? Said Victoria. Yes, said Miss Twinkle. My name is Delaphanillium. Delaphanillium Twinkle. And if my baby is a girl, I'm considering Chrysanthemum as the name. I think it's absolutely perfect. Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed. She beamed. She bloomed. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Joe, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. Call me Marigold, said Joe. I'm Carnation, said Rita, pointing. I'm the lily of the valley, said Victoria. Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it. All right, we have our epilogue. Remember to note after the story about something that happens at the end of the story. Overall, the classic musical was a success. Chrysanthemum was absolutely perfect as a daisy. Victoria made the only mistake. She'd completely forgot all her lines as the dainty fairy queen. Chrysanthemum thought it was wildly funny, and she giggled throughout the entire dance of the flowers. Eventually, Miss Twinkle gave birth to a healthy baby girl, and of course, she named her Chrysanthemum. Alright guys, that's the last time we'll read that book. It's such a good little book. Now what you guys are going to do is you have this sheet that says we are all perfect just the way we are. Okay, and I want you to color this, and then you're going to put written and illustrated by, and you're going to write your name. And on the back, you are going to write, what do you love most about yourself? And you're going to start your sentence off by, I love blah, 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 blah about myself because blah, 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 blah. All right? And so you're going to tell me what the biggest thing you love about yourself is, okay? All right, guys, that's it. We'll see you later. Ooh, excuse me. Bye.